Nearly 1 million pints per day. That's what it takes to satisfy America's Ben & Jerry's addiction. But here's what most people don't realize. This ice cream factory process was never supposed to exist. The company that now generates over $2 billion annually for Unilever started because bagel-making equipment was too expensive. Ben Cohen and Jerry Greenfield took a $5 correspondence course in ice cream making and built what might be the most successful activist business model in food manufacturing history. The question isn't how they make ice cream, it's how they turn controversy into cash flow. From Vermont cows to global distribution, this is the food factory process that proves values and profits aren't mutually exclusive. They're just extremely difficult to balance at industrial scale. Let's address the elephant in the room. In 2000, Ben & Jerry sold to Unilever for $326 million. Critics called it the ultimate sellout. Two anti-corporate activists joining one of the world's largest multinational corporations. But here's the paradox that makes this ice cream factory process fascinating from a business perspective. Post-acquisition, Ben & Jerry's didn't tone down their activism, they amplified it. Climate change campaigns, social justice flavors, political statements that would make most corporate lawyers nervous. Why? Because Unilever discovered that controversy, when handled correctly, drives premium pricing and customer loyalty. The numbers validate this strategy. Ben & Jerry's commands a 40% price premium over standard ice cream brands. While competitors focus on efficiency and cost reduction, this food factory process deliberately chooses expensive ingredients and ethical sourcing, then charges customers extra for the privilege of supporting their values. It's either brilliant marketing or genuine commitment, possibly both. But the financial results are undeniable. Turning political statements into product differentiation has created one of the most profitable ice cream manufacturing operations in the world. Now let's examine why this ice cream factory process costs 60% more to operate than standard manufacturing. It starts with milk sourcing from St. Albans Cooperative Creamery, just 40 miles from the factory. Most ice cream companies source milk from wherever it's cheapest. Ben & Jerry's pays premium prices for local dairy to support their Caring Dairy program. Every gallon of milk gets tested for artificial growth hormones, specifically RBST, which Ben & Jerry's banned from their supply chain in 1989, years before it became mainstream. This ethical sourcing decision adds approximately 15% to their raw material costs, but creates a story worth telling. The ingredient complexity extends globally. Vanilla beans from Madagascar cost 3 times more than artificial vanilla. Fair trade cocoa from Ecuador supports farmers but increases processing expenses. Those famous brownie chunks? They're made by Grayston Bakery in New York, which practices open hiring, no questions asked employment that gives people second chances. This food factory process requires managing 100-plus ingredient suppliers across 6 continents while maintaining ethical standards and cold chain integrity. The logistics alone explain why Ben & Jerry's pints cost $6 when store brands sell for $3. But there's more to this pricing strategy than meets the eye. Inside the Vermont facility, this ice cream factory process handles 6,700 gallons of cream base daily through 4 primary production lines. Each line operates with precision that would impress aerospace engineers, because when you're charging premium prices, consistency isn't optional. The base preparation involves pasteurization at exactly 175 degrees, followed by rapid cooling to 40 degrees. Most ice cream manufacturers target good enough standards. Ben & Jerry's targets perfection because their customers expect it. Temperature variations of even 2 degrees can affect texture, and texture affects perceived value. The flavoring process reveals the genius behind their business model. Ben & Jerry's tests over 200 flavor concepts annually, but launches only 8 to 12 new products. This 95% failure rate isn't inefficiency, it's quality control that maintains brand reputation. Every flavor must tell a story, taste exceptional, and align with company values. The freezing technology incorporates exactly 50% air into the base, called overrun in industry terms. Premium brands typically run 40 to 60%, while budget brands can exceed 100%. This precise air incorporation creates the dense, creamy texture that justifies premium pricing while maximizing profit margins. But here's where this food factory process gets truly complex. Those signature chunks aren't random additions, they're engineered ingredients. Cookie dough must survive freezing without becoming rock hard. Brownies need specific moisture content to maintain chewiness. Nuts require sizing that won't damage machinery while ensuring even distribution. Ben Cohen's limited sense of smell led to Ben & Jerry's texture obsession, a sensory limitation that became a competitive advantage. The chunk distribution system represents the most sophisticated part of this ice cream factory process because chunk consistency directly impacts customer satisfaction and repeat purchases. Every pint must contain 23% mix-ins by weight. Too few chunks and customers complain on social media. Too many and production costs spike while machinery jams increase. Finding this balance required $2.3 million in equipment upgrades and 3 years of testing, investments that smaller competitors can't afford. The chunk feeder operates at precisely timed intervals, adding ingredients as ice cream flows through at 270 pints per minute. This timing synchronization prevents chunk settling while ensuring even distribution. It's engineering precision applied to what competitors treat as a simple mixing process. Each ingredient requires different feeding techniques. Cookie dough chunks use gentle incorporation to prevent breaking. Nuts drop through precision chutes. Caramel swirls inject through specialized nozzles. This technical complexity explains why Ben & Jerry's manufacturing costs exceed industry averages by 40%, but also why they command premium pricing. Every hour, quality control technicians pull random pints for destructive testing. They're not just checking taste, they're validating the brand promise that every $6 purchase delivers consistent excellence. This level of quality control is unusual in food manufacturing, but essential for premium positioning. The quality metrics go beyond typical food safety. Chunk count per serving, flavor intensity measurements, texture analysis using specialized equipment that measures mouthfeel, data points that matter because Ben & Jerry's customers notice differences that mass-market consumers might miss. The hardening process uses a spiral freezer operating at -60 degrees F, cycling pints through a 45-minute journey that gradually reduces core temperature while maintaining surface integrity. This controlled freezing prevents ice crystal formation that would compromise texture, another example of engineering precision applied to maintain quality standards. Even packaging reflects their quality obsession. Each pint receives individual inspection before shrink wrapping in groups of 8. The packaging line operates at 89% efficiency compared to industry standard 95%, deliberately slower to maintain quality standards that justify premium pricing. Here's what makes this ice cream factory process unique in food manufacturing. Political activism is built into operations, not just marketing. Flavor names like Pecan Resist and Justice Remixed aren't accident. They're calculated business decisions that segment customers while generating media coverage worth millions in free advertising. The numbers reveal the strategy's effectiveness. Ben & Jerry's customers show 73% higher brand loyalty than industry average. They're willing to pay premium prices and defend the brand on social media. This emotional connection translates to predictable revenue streams that justify higher operational costs. But activism also creates operational complexity. Every supplier must meet social responsibility standards. Ingredient sourcing requires ethical verification. Manufacturing processes undergo environmental audits. These additional requirements add 8 to 12% to operational costs while creating competitive barriers that protect market position. While competitors chase efficiency, Ben & Jerry's chases authenticity, then monetizes it. This approach works because their target demographic values corporate responsibility and will pay extra for alignment with personal values. It's not just ice cream, it's identity expression through consumption choices. Operating in 38 countries creates fascinating tensions for this food factory process. How do you maintain Vermont authenticity while manufacturing globally? How do activist messages translate across cultures? These challenges reveal the complexity of scaling values-driven businesses. European facilities source local dairy while maintaining Vermont recipes. Asian markets require different flavor profiles while preserving brand identity. Each international expansion requires balancing global consistency with local adaptation, operational challenges that pure efficiency-focused companies avoid. Future factory automation threatens the human element that Ben & Jerry's values. Can robots maintain the quality obsession that defines their brand? Can artificial intelligence replicate the intuition that creates successful flavors? These questions will determine whether the company maintains its premium positioning as manufacturing evolves. Climate change activism creates operational mandates that impact every aspect of production: carbon footprint reduction, sustainable packaging, renewable energy, commitments that increase costs while attracting environmentally conscious consumers willing to pay premium prices for sustainable products. So what can other food manufacturers learn from this ice cream factory process? Ben & Jerry's proves that premium positioning requires more than marketing. It demands operational excellence that justifies higher prices through superior quality and values alignment. The model only works when every aspect of operations supports the brand promise. Ethical sourcing, quality obsession, political activism, and premium pricing must align perfectly. Any inconsistency destroys credibility and eliminates the price premium that makes this approach profitable. As consumer values continue evolving, Ben & Jerry's manufacturing approach looks increasingly sophisticated rather than idealistic. They've created competitive advantages through operational choices that competitors can't easily replicate, because copying the process is easier than copying the authentic commitment to values. The real genius isn't the ice cream. It's building an industrial operation that makes customers feel good about spending extra money. That's a business model worth studying, regardless of your industry. From Vermont dairy farms to global distribution, this ice cream factory process demonstrates that profitability and principles can coexist when you're willing to accept higher costs in exchange for premium pricing power and customer loyalty that transcends simple product satisfaction. If this deep dive into values-driven manufacturing intrigued you, we'll be exploring more companies that challenge conventional business wisdom. Which food brand's production process should we analyze next? Drop your suggestions in the comments. For more insights into how food companies balance profitability with purpose, subscribe to Food Factory Process and hit the notification bell. Until next time, remember, sometimes the most expensive way to make something is also the most profitable.